Hey, is everything all right in the green room?
You all missed like 8 tangents already between
Yeah,
us.
we were telling stories, and then Lou's stepdaughter, 13-year-old, was has the vocabulary of like a 25-year-old and the attitude of it too. She's very funny.
She's very witty.
She's what?
She's very witty. She's very sharp.
Yeah, she
Very
is.
sharp.
So I was laughing at that. I was telling Lou some stories, and then sorry, I'll take the blame for that because just like I derailed Omar's show yesterday, telling stories in the green room at 6 o'clock, I derailed this one. So peace and love. Sorry, I'm OmniBros. This is Comics Guide, and we're here to as Mr. Awesome says here, I put Q&A plus tangents, and he said you mean tangents plus Q&A. Don't bury the lead. And Sasmer says, is it a tangent if it's planned? Now, we actually don't have any tangents planned.
That's true.
We don't even have a topic planned. I realize now, after 8 years of doing this, I don't have any ideas anymore, man. I'm tapped out.
It's tough, man. Because after 8 years, it's like, okay, are we going to talk about fantasy comics, or are we going to talk about science fiction? Or we've done that, we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. We've done a lot. We've covered a good chunk of this stuff.
I'm exhausted, man. I love Skane's comment here.
Can I say, I've noticed, since we were talking about my stepdaughter, I've noticed my influence is rubbing off on her a little bit, because we were watching a movie. Gosh, it's got to be about 2 weeks ago. And we finished the movie, and I was like, oh, what do you think? She's like, yeah, I just didn't think the characters were that great, and the motivation wasn't believable, and, I didn't like this plot and this plot. And I went, the fuck, you're 13.
That's your influence, dude.
And here's the thing. I was like, Jay, you just got to, enjoy it for what it is sometimes. And my wife looks at me and goes, that's you. I went, oh, fuck, it is me.
Yeah. That
Love
is.
You,
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Have fun.
Are you wearing your Smith's pin?
I have it on my jacket. I'm wearing my jacket on my waist right now. It's not cold. It's not jacket weather.
Okay, as long as it's on you somewhere. Right? Thank you.
Yes, I have it every day. I need to wash this jacket, but I have it every day.
Well, I like that you have it every day. Nice.
Love you. Have fun.
Bye. Thank you. Pray for me. Let's hope I'll eat good.
Whoa. Yeah,
Bye.
man. So yeah, it's been just this thing of like, oh fuck, it's like looking in a mirror, because I do talk like that sometimes. And I was
That's
like, oh,
too good. Wait, where are the? Okay, there's overlay. There's video clips. Here's the backgrounds. There we go. There you go, Brian.
Wow.
Or we could do monster cereal.
Ooh.
That's fun too. Let's stick with donuts, since that usually gets the chat going. That was actually stepdaughter Lou.
That was my stepdaughter.
Mrs. Lou. That was his stepdaughter. She's extremely funny. Heaven knows I'm miserable now. That's right. You know your Smiths, Brian. Good for you. Here's True Graphic, our fan from the Great White North. Welcome. True Graphic, what are you reading right now? I'm interested. You have a good book palette. What comic book are you reading right now? There you go.
Thank you.
And of course, NFL Dude with the hard-hitting question: where can we derail our paycheck by buying comics? Nicely done. That would be instocktrades.com, where you can get your collected editions from 30% off up to, if it's still there, we should check it, 30% off up to 80% off that DCBS variant of Low Volume 1. Still 80% off is $7. List price $50. Yeah. So there's an 80% offer for you. 2%. Don't forget to add 2% for your loyalty discount. During the month, we always give away a $50 gift card, courtesy of InStockTrades.com, worth $50 worth of credit at InStockTrades.com. Renee is Spawn 1 for this month. And if he uses it wisely, he could get free shipping if he orders $50 or more in an order at IST. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
let's go.
Nice. I got a few things I've been reading. If we want to jump in a little bit.
Okay. Wait. Just
Funny
a sec.
books. It's comics
Wait,
too.
yeah. Wait. What? This says, and tomorrow I will be getting my copy of Tiny Onions: The Woods Deluxe Edition. But I don't see what led up to the and tomorrow. Did you say something else?
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
Okay, The Woods. I need to reread that. I haven't read that in a billion years. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I've never read that.
Oh! How did I miss this? Reading Berserk right now, my fave manga. Okay, and tomorrow. Okay, my fault. God, I'm just effing this stream up left and right. Okay. What are you reading, Lou?
So I started reading Jed McKay's Moon Knight because there's been a lot of hype surrounding it, and a lot of people have told me, "Hey, this is a really good run." I think it's even still going on. He's been on that book for a few years now, right?
Yeah, the omnibus came out last year, and then they renumber it, and so now there's, I think, another #1 trade paperback. I know.
I'll let you finish, and then I'll get into something in a minute.
Oh, okay. So I don't know why. I'll have to look to see if I picked up the latest trade paperback, but it's the same thing with his Doctor Strange. His Doctor Strange is really good too. And I think I feel like they just came out with a new #1 trade paperback renumbering of Doctor Strange, but I'm not sure. It might be the last part of his run, but they've already announced an omnibus for that too.
Oh, good. Cool.
Yeah. So I wholeheartedly recommend that Moon Knight. I love that Moon Knight that he has written. It's really good.
Yeah. So I started it and I thought, all right, cool. I keep hearing great things about Jed McKay's Moon Knight. I'm just gonna go on, Amazon or what have you, and I immediately just go Jed McKay Moon Knight Volume 1. I get like 4 different Volume 1s from Jed McKay's Moon Knight, and I go, what the fuck? Where do I start with Jed McKay's Moon Knight? So I immediately did some Google searching, and it took me way too long even then.
Oh, you should have just texted me. I could have told you. Midnight Mission.
Yeah, and that's the volume. I started on that volume.
Good.
Yeah. Dude, that's good stuff. It is a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
As somebody that has never really I'll be honest. The only Moon Knight I really read was the Warren Ellis stuff.
Right.
It's just been a character that, for whatever reason, I've just never read it, what have you. And starting with it clean, you can jump into Jed McKay's run. You don't really need to know anything about Moon Knight's past, other than he's got these different personalities, and the different personalities kind of have somewhat different abilities and stuff like that, and the way that they act. And I still think Mr. Knight is one of the coolest drawn. Like, the costume is just brilliant. But that was Mr. Knight a Warren Ellis thing?
I feel like it. Let me get my illegal bootleg of it.
Yeah, because the suit, it's a badass look for him. Even on the show, which I know some people didn't care for, I was kind of mixed on the show. He looked awesome in the suit.
Well, he does appear. Yeah, he does appear in the suit as Mr. Knight. Yeah, he does appear in as Mr. Knight. I feel like that's the appearance of. I'm sorry. I think this is the first appearance of him like that.
Yeah,
and I love seeing him. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, NFL dude. I thought so. I love that he's in his Mr. Knight suit when he goes to the therapist.
I was just about to get into that. So I love the concept, and this is what sold me on it, because we talked about this on the Patreon show, patreon.com/OmniBros Live, where for $5 a month, you could join Jess and I in a private chat.
Oh, wait, I think I have don't I have a media asset for Patreon
I
somewhere?
think you do have something.
Yeah, here it is.
Thank you.
Patreon. Yeah.
Where we briefly talked about it last week, and you told me the pitch you gave me was it's a great series, and it's Moon Knight, and he goes to a therapist. And I thought, that is a really good concept of how that would work. I love the idea of him visiting a therapist and the therapist being a vampire, basically herself, because the book itself starts off with Moon Knight has set aside this part of a city. I'm not sure what city he's in necessarily. I'm still early on in the run. And he's like, this is my area. This is my temple. This is my religion. He gets into this whole thing about him basically starting being a priest, and it's really cool stuff. And he's basically fighting these vampires off when we're introduced to a new character, which is, I mean, it's in the first issue. He calls himself the left hand of Khonshu. And immediately it is an imposing figure, because he hits Moon Knight with, I only serve one god. And I forgot what the exact line is, but something along the lines of, I only serve one god, and I'm the only one that's below him, because Moon Knight hits him with, you're below me. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing this and butchering it really badly. And I'm like, man, already just as the concept, I love this character. And what it reminded me of was the god Anubis in Neil Gaiman's American Gods. And I'm kind of wondering if Jed MacKay is pulling from that a little bit from this. I don't know if you've ever got a chance to read American Gods or watch the TV series.
I watched it with you the first season, and we reported on it on OmniBros. I read the book, but boy, that was back when it first came out.
Right. Well, for those of you that have never have never read American Gods, in American Gods, the god Anubis, I think it's Anubis. It's been so long. I'm pretty sure it's Anubis. But the god Anubis, if I remember correctly, is the one that works at a morgue. He's a he works with bodies. He's a cadaver. He works in a crematorium, something like that. I'm wondering if he pulled inspiration from that, but regardless, I'm hooked. I think the run is off to a really, really solid start. And not only that, the art is fantastic on that start.
Oh, yeah.
It's great stuff.
First appearance of Mr. Knight was Secret Avengers 19, written by Ellis, okay?
Yeah.
And I love that. How many issues have you read?
Oh, I'm only in the first 3 issues.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get it in during my lunch. So when I get a lot of my reading done is during my lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I either reading a book or reading comics or what have you. Because once I get home, it's go until the baby gets put to sleep, and then I usually get about an hour to myself. So I only got to I started it today, and I got 3 issues in, and immediately I'm like, oh man, I need to read all this. This is good. This is really good.
Yeah, I read the first. There's 5 trades that got turned into the omnibus, and I realized I had only read the 3 trades. But I bought the 2 trades, so I'll give those away sometime on my channel, the trades. But I need to go back. I need to go to the omnibus to finish the run. What's he called? He's called Hunter's Moon, I think. The left hand of Khonshu.
Yes, Hunter's Moon.
I don't want to spoil it for you. Actually, I'm not going to say anything. Everything unfolds in that arc for the first 3 trades really organically and really well. And I guess I'm aware these are fictional characters, but it's set in a believable situation. It seems believable, his dedication to that area of town where you can come to the midnight mission for safety and sanctuary and stuff.
Yeah.
And how he is not happy that vampires are trying to take over his turf. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad you're into it. It's really, really good.
Oh, it's yeah. No, that's how you do a first issue, man. That you get me on the hook with it immediately, and I'm good to go. I think it's a solid first issue, and it really introduces a lot of really cool concepts. And I'm like, I really want to see where this goes. I like the characters so far. I like the new characters they're introducing, and let's go for this ride. I'm in. I'm in for it. I really am. There's one thing that I think I missed the context of it because at some point, and hopefully you can fill me in.
Wait,
So
let me get
Khonshu killed
there
in
was
Avengers?
there was a Khonshu war in event that Jason Aaron's Avengers.
Okay, I didn't read that. All right.
Yeah, you kind of have to go and okay, that happened.
Okay, yeah. That's
I
what
haven't. I mean, I didn't get. I still haven't read it. It's in Jason Aaron's Avengers Volume 3, 4. It's in like number 4, and there's a Khonshu war, and I forget something. Yeah, you have to do. He's like a spirit in this arc. I think
Okay.
He's not like. I feel like he's not physical and confrontational like he was in the arc I just finished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, not the arc. Actually, I just finished the Moon Knight omnibus. I finished the Huston and Benson one with art by David Finch, I think, for a good chunk of it. It was so beautiful. And I used to think that was a good first Moon Knight book. But the more I read it, it's not a good first Moon Knight book. The Huston and Benson one. But I think this Jed MacKay one is a much better first one, unless you go all the way back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Huston and Benson one not only deals with like multiple personalities that treat Marlene 2 different ways, Khonshu is like there all the time in his mind, talking to him, goading him on to do things, and it gets sort of complex. You have to really kind of keep following it along.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it. I really, really loved the omnibus, but it's not a good, because he has his ins and outs with Frenchie and all these other guys, and it's not a good first book. This Jed MacKay one, you're right. It's a much better one.
Yeah, I found it to be very easily accessible as somebody that doesn't have a lot of knowledge on the character, other than I saw the Disney Plus series and I read the Warren Ellis stuff.
Yeah,
and man, I appreciated that. I thought that was good. Yeah, again, having read comics for as long as I have, they do a little blurb and it's like, yeah, Khonshu tried to basically take over the world or kill people or something. I went, okay, that's a thing that happened. I don't know the full context of it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think it's in this. The Age of Khonshu is. I think it's in. Moon Knight's on the spine of this Avengers, so it's like in the middle of the book. Oh, I have it. The Age of Khonshu Part 1, Moon Knight versus the Avengers. And so that's what this book refers to. It's like 4 issues in this. So 33, 37, yeah. So I really need to, oh my gosh, this is a huge chunk of this book. I really need to read this to give more context to this, but maybe I don't need it because I mean I have it, so I'm going to read it. But I don't think I read the 3 trades and I was just like, okay, Khonshu tried to take over.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. How was that Jason Aaron run? I've heard mixed. Like it's got very good highs, but it's got some really low lows.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not the world's biggest Avengers fan, except for Hickman's Avengers, which I loved, and New Avengers by Bendis. I did love that. I'm not a good judge of whether or not I haven't read this yet, so I can't tell you. But also, when I read it, since I haven't read a whole lot of Avengers, I don't know that I'm going to be a good person to tell you if it's any good or not.
Okay.
I I don't know. People in the chat, if you read Jason Aaron's Avengers, I have a feeling that people didn't care for it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give it a try. But the next thing you need to read after Moon Knight, if you like Jed McKay, is
oh, I know where you're going. Black Cat.
Have I steered you wrong in the past?
No, you have not.
Only one time.
Only one time.
I took a bogey on that hole and I picked up the ball and walked away. Yeah. You parred and I bogeyed. You won that one. Black Cat is really fun and really excellent.
Yeah.
I think that's what got it. I'm not thinking. I know that book is what got him on Moon Knight and Doctor Strange. And then those books are what got him on X-Men and Avengers.
Okay.
He's writing. Dom said that it's the first time since Stan Lee has the same writer been on Avengers and X-Men.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think he's their number one writer right now.
Okay. All right. Wait, Kelly. No, not Kelly. It's been a long day. Absolute Wonder Woman writer
Kelly Thompson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a long day.
Yeah, she's writing Birds of Prey too for DC.
So I apologize. It's been a long day. She's not writing anything for Marvel right now, right? After I think she got her bridges burned, but I think there might be a sour taste there because I always felt like she got done wrong at Marvel.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Her runs, for whatever reason, never lasted at Marvel.
The only thing that lasted was Captain Marvel. And that her excuse me, her Black Widow was really good, but everything got cut short for her.
Black Widow, I will die on this hill, is a series that deserved way more love and deserved to be, I don't know if it was originally pitched as an ongoing or if it was originally a limited series, but Black Widow deserved a full run. Because I really would have loved to have seen what Kelly Thompson would have done to that character and fleshed it out a lot more. And we only ended up getting 12 issues, 9 issues. It wasn't long.
I feel like it was 2. Was it even 3 trades? Let me see here. Black Widow.
Yeah.
3 trades. So like 12. Ew, Devin Grayson, Black Widow. What the hell are you doing there? I hate Devin Grayson. It's only there because Greg Rucka is writing it, and hopefully he can save it. It lasted only 12 issues. West Coast Avengers only lasted 12 issues. Captain Marvel went on. That's the one that really went on the most. She's going to get 2 Omnis out of that, so that's good. I can't think of what else she's written.
And DC basically said, "Come over here. It's okay. Yeah, we got you. You'll be okay. You'll be all right."
And they gave her 2 big books, Birds of Prey, and the biggest, I think, obviously, Absolute Wonder Woman, which is apparently one of the best out of the 3, people are saying. I haven't read it yet.
I read issue 4 today.
Oh, you did? Yes, nice. And it's still strong.
Oh, is it ever? It continues to be just awesome, man. It's one badass little book. I've been singing the praises of this book since issue 1, and the first arc ends next month. Issue 5 comes out, and that concludes the first arc.
Oh, okay.
Which means you should be getting a trade, I want to say.
I think they've been announced. I've seen that they got the Absolutes have all gotten trades announced.
Yeah, that's an easy pickup from me. I highly recommend that. Man, issue 4 came out today, and again, I'm not gonna spoil anything. We get introduced to this universe's version of some minor characters that are pretty not obscure, but not necessarily not well known. And I just continue to be impressed at everything that Kelly Thompson does with this book. And I feel like I'm overhyping this a lot for a lot of people, and I hope I'm not. But good Lord, it continues to just be fun. It's comics. It's fun comics. And
Yeah.
there's a moment with a very giant sword that looks like a sword from a popular video game series, and I'm like, I bet you've played Final Fantasy, haven't you, Kelly Thompson? That looks exactly like a Buster Blade. God, I love that book, man.
I saw the
I love
cover
that
for issue 3, and she's
Mhm.
riding like some black Pegasus from hell. It's
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it
it's
was
awesome.
awesome looking.
It's awesome, man. Kelly Thompson, I would love to get her on just to interview her on the show or what have you, just because I want to pick her brain because we've been singing her praises for years, and I think she's been one of the most underappreciated writers in the industry, and I think this is her finally getting her flowers, long deserved. I think Absolute Wonder Woman is that book that everybody's going, no, Kelly Thompson can friggin' write and write really, really well. And it's about damn time people started noticing it.
Does Hoppy the kangaroo make an appearance?
Hoppy has not made has not made an appearance yet, sadly.
Is it really a Wonder Woman book then?
Sorry. Give it time. It's only 4 issues in.
Excammer, welcome. NFL dude. I read the first Aaron Avengers trade whenever they came out, 2017. All the complaining was that the characters are written out of character, crowd of whiners. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't want them written way out of character. But I'm looking for an interesting take on the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I think that was probably the knock maybe on Tom King's Batman was that, like, would Batman really have an at bat against Superman and go to the carnival and stuff and switch costumes with the girlfriends and everything? And I'm like, this is the most fun I've ever had reading Batman. He and Superman switch costumes, and Lois and Selena switch costumes. This is hilarious. This is awesome. And Superman throws a ball that Bruce knocks out of the park. Yeah, this is interesting. How much brooding Batman can a guy take?
Yes.
I've been living with brooding Batman for 30 years now. Let the guy have a love life. I would have loved to have seen him actually marry Selena and go to a beach and then see if he could actually relax. Of course not. But we get 10 issues of him trying different drinks and just lying on the beach and, stopping if they're in the Caribbean, stopping all the illegal dope smuggling or something. I don't know, whatever. But I want a character that's different. Now, I don't want, if the character's written so out of character that it's like, well, that's not even Batman.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, cacophony. Then I'm not interested. If it's like so something Batman wouldn't do, again, I'm aware these are fictional characters, but to NFL dude's point, characters are written out of character. That's what I really didn't like about Kevin Smith's Widening Gyre and Cacophony.
I'm gonna make a proposal right here live on the show. And I think you know where I'm gonna go with this, Jess.
I hope it's not getting Kevin Smith on to interview. I like your Kelly Thompson thought better.
I would like to actually talk to Kevin Smith. By all accounts, I've heard he's actually a very sweet guy.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I've heard he's actually a really nice dude. I propose we review Widening Gyre and Cacophony for the Patreon show.
Oh my, that's the worst idea.
Come on. That is not the worst thing we've ever.
We're trying to get more people to join, not get them to drop out.
How long is Widening Gyre? What, a few issues?
They were 2 trades. Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
I don't remember which one came first.
It's 2 trades, Cacophony and Widening Gyre. We could do that. Yeah, we could read Piss Batman.
That's not even the worst part.
That's all I've ever heard people talk about is like he pees himself in the book.
Well, no, and the rationale for that is that, like, firefighters are taught to do that in a fire, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. That's whichever book ends, I mean, one comes before the other, and you see the have you read Kevin Smith's Green Arrow with the villain Onomatopoeia?
No, but I've heard it's not bad.
It's not bad. That Green Arrow run was pretty good with Phil Hester art, and Green Arrow comes back to life in some type of way. I think the Spectre brings him back to life.
Gotcha. Okay.
But what was I going to say? Oh, but Onomatopoeia shows up in the Widening Gyre and Cacophony at some point, and it. Okay, okay, I accept the challenge. Let's review it for Patreon. But it's going to have to come at the. If we do it, Patreon will have to be like the last Sunday of the month because I have a bunch of other stuff I have to read.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. It'll give me a chance. It'll give me a chance to read it too.
I will read it on DC Unlimited. I am not rebuying those. I've already root beered them both. Those might have been my first root beers that I did. I'm not sure.
I like this. I like this idea of the Patreon becoming just a torture read for both of us for some reason. What was it that we said we were going to do last month? It was not Sling Blade. I can't remember the name of the
Sling
Silver something. It's getting an omnibus. Starts with an S.
Strike Force Morituri?
Strike Force. Jesus, Sling Blade. Where the fuck did I get that?
Oh, okay. No, as soon as you said Omni, yeah. Tyler Blunt and I wanted to do a reading of that. Gosh, I feel like this was 2021. And I started it on Marvel Unlimited, and I called him up and I said, "Dude, why are you doing this to me? Well, aren't you my friend? What's happening here? This book probably wasn't any good back when it was released, and it's really boring right now."
Yeah.
Eesh.
It's all right. So you heard it here first. For February's Patreon, Jess and I will be reviewing Kevin Smith's Cacophony and Widening Gyre because apparently we hate ourselves. Happy Valentine's Day.
You hate us. Although I agreed to it.
Happy Valentine's Day, you bastards.
Yeah, filthy animals. Kevin Smith's Daredevil Guardian Devil has aged horribly. So much. Oh, I like this phrase. Nonsense word salad. I like the phrase word salad in that comic. There's a huge difference in Kevin Smith's movie and comics writing after him starting. Is that weed?
Yeah.
Is he a big blunt smoker?
I don't know if he is anymore. He was. Is he still?
I think he lost a lot of weight, and so I don't think you can do that while you're getting high.
Oh, dude, he's got a great story about why he lost a lot of weight. He had a heart attack. He had a bad heart attack too. They were like, "Man, you almost didn't make it." And he started losing weight, and he did it all naturally, and now he's vegan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is vegan now.
Well, there are vegan donuts, so he can at least have those.
I gotta stand up. I gotta grab something real quick, okay?
Okay. I will highlight your comment, James, when Lou comes back. That's a good one. Because the question is, are we going to ask the viewers to read with us? Or are you just going to watch us torture ourselves? Yeah. Okay. I have a haul, but I guess I should save it for Monday. Or I could do it anyway today. Let's see. Kane, are you in the chat? I'm going to let Kane rule. Kane, are you still in the chat? Speak up. I'm going to let you rule. Show my haul today, save it for Monday, or both. What say ye, Kane? Yes. Okay. You heard what I asked. Show my haul today. Just wait for the Monday show when I'm supposed to show it, or do both. tease us. Oh, Kane. Okay. What? Do both. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Jess, I gotta let the dog out real quick. I'll be back in a second, okay?
Okay, I'm going to show my haul. Okay, both, please. Kane, good job. Kane, fair ruler. At the time, he said he didn't write the third part of the Batman trilogy because he didn't want to smoke as much weed as he did when he wrote Kako Gyre. Oh, wow. Jason Mewes has the most punchable face. Oh. I saw enough comic book men to really want to punch him. Okay. Well, we can do that while we're waiting for Lou. I got some kind of interesting stuff. You might find this very interesting. What I got, I didn't get a lot, but what I got is very chunky. Let's see. Did I already move one of the books? No, I don't think so. So I made a rookie error from IST. I've been buying from them for 9 or 10 years. I made a total rookie mistake. I wanted to get Swamp Thing by Miller and Phil Hester and Grant Morrison for the first 5 issues. So I ordered it and I wanted to get it FedEx to me so I could do an overview. But when you want that from IST, obviously this was a little more than $50. I should have had it separate. No, Brainiac Jess gets Hobtown Mystery Stories, Cursed Hermit, and Missing Men with it. And I don't know where IST had to look. It may not have been in the United States, but it way delayed my order. And that's not IST's fault. That's my fault. I should have waited. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. What? just shakes head. What am I doing here? Somebody in the chat with Peter and Freddie and I on the second Tuesday of the month show, jamming on comics, was interested in this Hobtown Mystery Stories, The Case of the Missing Men. And I think this would appeal to, my rookie mistake. Yeah. 100% right, X-Cammer. Yeah. I think this would appeal to Psycho Cleveland and other readers of interesting offbeat material, because it's like the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew as written by an independent creator. I haven't had a chance to read it, but looking through it, welcome to Hobtown, a charmingly bleak village in the hinterlands of Nova Scotia, 1996. Easy place to get bored or depressed. If you don't make your own fun, Hobtown Regional High's top girl, Dana Nance, runs the Teen Detective Club, a registered after-school program who make it their business to investigate each and every one of the town's bizarre occurrences. So now I'm getting a Twin Peaks vibe from this. I don't know what's happening here, but there's 2 books. The Case of the Missing Men, and it's pretty chonky. It's by Oni Press, and The Cursed Hermit. I think that this, I think I'm going to love these books. I really have a good feeling for them. I'm going to do a video this weekend, probably tomorrow. No, it really has to be tomorrow. Oh, okay. So that was I'll finish that thought in a sec. That's what held up my order for this book that I ordered. And then I got Get Fury by Garth Ennis with art by Jason Burrows. Okay. So Is the Punisher in this? Frank Castle and old school Nick Fury are back. And with this creative team, the blood is set to flow. Oh, back Kato. Get Fury is great. Oh, I may have to put this on the top of my to read pile. And then I got DC Finest Supergirl, the Girl of Steel. Yep, this is the solid Silver Age stuff. I got it because, first of all, these things are nice. Glossy pages, really thick, and IST selling them for 55% off, $40. So that's less than $20. This is a really good value, but it has like Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen issues in it. Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, 14 and 20. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, 40, 46, 51, and 57. And Superboy, 80. Oh, I'm just showing my haul.
There will be no Jimmy Olsen slander on this show, goddammit.
No, I'm saying that's why I got this. I already have the Supergirl material in the omnibus, but it's got some Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane issues in it. And these are high glossy pages, and they're really well done. I mean, look how chunky these dudes are. High gloss pages, IST selling them for 55% off. It's like $17. It's really good value, these DC Finest.
It's a chunker too. It's a good size.
Yeah. And I also got Get Fury by Garth Ennis and James Burrows.
You're gonna like that.
Oh, you read this?
Good. I've read half of it. It's on my to catch up list. It's very good.
Aria, I think that you might see that in the DC Finest book that Jimmy Olsen that's coming out in. Let's see. I think March. Wait, let's see. No, April. DC Finest Superman family. It's called Giant Turtle Man. So I think it's all of Jimmy Olsen's goofy changing things. It could be Porcupine Jimmy because I know we get Turtle Jimmy. He's on the cover. And that's what informed our favorite Jimmy Olsen run is Matt Fraction's run that Lou and I love so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that book, man. Oh man, that
Get Fury.
Yes, yeah, because it's basically it's set in that Fury universe, the Punisher, Fury, the stuff.
The Max universe.
Yeah, the stuff that Garth Ennis has been doing for years, and the hook is that the government brings in Frank Castle, and they tell him, "Hey, we need you to kill Nick Fury," and it's good. It's a good book, man.
Yeah, that's what's happening here in the the Spider-Man homage cover. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I was telling the chat that I have 2 ideas for videos that I need to do this week. Both viewers suggested. Cycle Cleveland said I need to do a realistic to be read pile video. Like what I'm really going to read. And so I picked out a bunch, but now you're making it seem like I need to read Get Fury.
You'll like it. You'll like it a lot. Well, you enjoyed Fury Max and all that stuff.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And My War Gone By. I enjoyed that too. Is that what you're talking about? My War Gone By?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you out there, if you've never read a Nick Fury book, My War Gone By is a very brutal and graphic look at war, which is what Garth Ennis does. Garth Ennis is a great writer for war comics and just war in general.
Really is.
And he inserts Nick Fury into the Bay of Pigs and how much of a shit show that situation was, as well as a bunch of other very prominent and huge moments in history and how Nick Fury would handle it. And man, that's a great read.
Yeah. Brian, I've started grabbing Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen books recently. Love the goofy old covers. Now we're talking. Yeah, Brian. Here's Jewish Dragons. Peace and love, Jewish Dragons.
What's up, man?
Matter of fact, I'm going to find a place to hang up these awesome prints you sent me
That's cool.
this weekend. Upper management has given the okay.
Yes.
Nope, you just heard her. She said, yeah. Oh, what happened? I got trapped into an omnibus collector stream again. I will never learn. You're ours now, Axel. Thanks, Marvel Bab, who hasn't missed. Oh, Kane says hi.
Hello.
Kane's the one that sent us that pork roll shopping bag.
Oh, I just used that today.
Oh, she just used it today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's a good question. Would I like the Fury comics? I'm not sure that my War Gone By is still in print.
I think it's out of print, but yes, if you can get your hands on it, all this stuff. So all this stuff that Garth Ennis has been doing for years, specifically the Max line. What you want to do is get the Punisher Max stuff.
For the Fury Max stuff too,
and the Fury Max stuff is very much not a superhero comic. I don't even think there are superheroes in any of the stuff.
I don't think so
does.
either.
Yeah,
no.
It's very grounded in reality. He gets away with a little. The Punisher stuff is a little bit hyper violent. That it edges on being not realistic at times because basically Frank Castle is just Jason Voorhees in that Punisher Max run, where literally the entire setup of every single arc of that run is, oh, Frank, there is this horrible group of people that have done X and Y thing, and Frank just stares and goes, got it. And he just goes out and he kills them in the most crazy way. Yeah, that's literally the setup for a lot of those books. But if you're not into superheroes, this is a great book. Any of that Garth Ennis stuff is fantastic. But I will warn you, some of those issues are very, very tough. The Slavers in particular.
Oh yeah,
is one of my favorite comics, but it's a tough read. There's a lot of stuff in that one there's a lot of essay stuff in there. There's one particular panel that's very like, oh, geez, you went there. You didn't pull punches on that. But it's great. I love that run. I love all that stuff.
Let's see. My War Gone By. The hardcover is definitely not listed here. I'm looking on the Bezos site. Oh, and there's the I'm not good at searching. There's two trades of it. Trade number one is like $100, but
really,
yeah. If you could, I mean, if you have MU X-Camera, I would encourage you to read My War Gone By. It's really, really, really good. Yep, she used it. Oh, I'll tell her she's going to come back downstairs. Thank you, Axel. Yes, I need to come have a pork roll sandwich with you and a cup of coffee in Jersey. Let's see. This contains, Max 1 through 13. Yeah. Huh. Let me see how much this is on eBay. That's a good question, Aria. Maybe it's not. Hi, AS. I don't have my iPad with me, so I can't look to see if Max stuff is on Marvel on MU. That's a good question, Aria.
I don't have it around me either.
I'm gonna just eBay this hardcover collection real quick and see what it is going for, if it's indeed out of print, because I didn't even see it on the Bezos site. Oh dear.
Is it bad?
Yeah, $90
for a hardcover.
Yeah,
oh,
but
much.
It also, let's see what sold items were. Someone really smart spent $120 on this.
Jesus.
I promise you, it was not me.
Somebody really wanted that book.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's not on Max. That's really tough. Huh. Okay. Well, sorry, it's good. Like
It's fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Bunk is a wrestling fan, if I'm not mistaken.
oh, he is a huge wrestling fan. It's
I
the
believe
greatest
so.
background of any OmniBros show.
I believe we talked about wrestling last time he was on briefly. Hey, Bunk, who do you have for the Royal Rumble tomorrow? This is really tough. I can't decide who's going to win it. It's ridiculous.
They were talking about that at the beginning of the show. Is the Max book standalone? Can I start anywhere? Yeah. With this or Fury, My War Gone By, all you need to know is Fury is a soldier for the U.S. Yeah. Oh, and Punisher, yeah. Each Punisher book is standalone. You just need to know who the Punisher is.
Punisher Max.
There's Punisher Max by Jason Aaron and Punisher Max by Garth Ennis.
Yeah.
And then there's Punisher, regular Punisher, but still brutal by Garth Ennis.
And that's Marvel Knights. But
Marvel Knights, right.
I always tell people to read the Punisher Max run. And you can jump into that perfectly fine. And I think you'll enjoy it. You'll dig it. You'll dig it a lot, man. Although that Punisher Max omnibus, that just got reprinted, I think last year, wasn't it?
The Garth Ennis one? I know the Jason Aaron one.
Yeah. So you read the Punisher.
Also was out of print, but I think it's getting reprinted too.
You read Punisher Max by Garth Ennis and then read the Jason Aaron one, because the Jason Aaron one kind of picks up where Ennis left off and puts the final nail in the coffin of that story and how that story ends. And it's really cool because it's a logical ending of where Frank Castle's story would end up.
And then when do you read Punisher Marvel Knights?
You don't.
I like that run.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't for me.
Well, it wasn't as great as Max. Yeah, and then how about Punisher by Remender? I know that's out of print, but it's getting reprinted.
Frankencastle got such a bad rap when that book came out, but Frankencastle was fun. I don't care what anybody says. I had a good time with that book.
I haven't. That's the one Punisher run I haven't read.
It's just don't take it seriously.
Hey now, Harvey. Can you recap what I missed? Yes, actually we can. Lou and I talked about Jed McKay's Moon Knight for like the first half hour. Then I showed something that I think you might like, Harvey. In my haul, I'm doing a haul tonight and the same haul on Monday as the ruling by Kane, the head mod, was that I show it both times. So this is called, I don't know if you've heard of it, Harvey. Maybe you have already. The Hobtown Mystery Stories, Case of the Missing Men. And there's a junior after high school. There's a group, a sanctioned activity, intramural detectiving, investigating, and it feels very indie, but grounded indie to me.
Cool.
It feels like a mashup of Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, and Scooby Doo, and it feels really, really good to me that you might like it, Harvey. You haven't already read it. I mean, you're so wise in the ways of comics, Harvey. Next Imagina says VFC really needs to be induced to lobby for a host of Fury Omnis, including Fury Max. Oh, and a Shield reprint. Oh yeah, that Shield Omni, the original. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, here Bunk answers your and Sergeant Fury. Okay.
Have you ever read? Because it popped into my head. You talked about slice of life. So have you ever read Strangers in Paradise?
Back when it was coming out in the 90s, I read it in single issues. Yeah.
How is it? I've always been curious about the book, but I've never read it because it always sounded kind of like
it's very slice of lifey, so it can be very slow, and it's kind of an odd love triangle that's not really a love triangle, if I'm remembering it correctly. I don't know that it's as popular as like Rachel Rising and Motor Girl.
So good.
Yeah. People may have felt that it went on too long because it went on for a while, but I don't know. It's pretty good, but I haven't read it since the 90s, so I don't know how well it's aged. I know Rachel Rising and Motor Girl are still great. I need to reread Rachel Rising for sure.
How crazy is it that in this day and age, Terry Moore still does everything? He's the definition. He publishes, edits, colors, does everything, and it's Jesus.
Yeah. Bunk says he's got Punk coming out of the men's and Charlotte, who I think is a lock, coming out of the women's.
Oh, I didn't think about Charlotte Flair coming back. I didn't think of yeah.
If you want to see something interesting, I actually watched all 2 hours of this because they were going to ask me to be on the after show, but I couldn't do it because tomorrow after Royal Rumble, I couldn't do it because I promised to spend the day with upper management. But on Aussieverse, he and Batmantha talk about the Royal Rumble 2 solid hours, and the amount of knowledge those guys have, both of them, about wrestling is unbelievable. It's amazing.
This is a really interesting Royal Rumble because this is the first one I think in a few years where I genuinely don't know who's going to win this, because you've got John Cena coming back. Apparently he's going to be in the Royal Rumble and this is his last year. So will he get that push, and will he main event WrestleMania again? Who knows? CM Punk is in the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is in the Royal Rumble. So it's going to be an interesting one. I got money on John. I think John Cena might win this just because it's his last year. Yeah. And I didn't think about Charlotte.
Oh, and here. Thank you. You read my mind. Here's Aussie versus Royal Rumble predictions. Those guys talked for 2 hours straight, and he played trivia with her. And Aussie versus OmniBros, man, he knows what he's talking about, and so does she. It's a really fun thing to watch.
William, he doesn't need a title shot for WrestleMania. However, he could break Ric Flair's record. He's 16. He's tied with Ric Flair.
Who's this?
John Cena. He's yes, he's tied right now with world championships with Ric Flair, 16-16. And Ric Flair currently has the highest record, so it's always been, this is John Cena's last year. Will he get number 17 and beat Ric Flair's record? And if there was anybody to ever do it, it'd be John Cena. So I don't know. We'll see, man.
So I have a question.
Shoot.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. John Cena.
Yes.
Successfully transitioned out into acting. And it turns out he's actually a really good actor. I watched Peacemaker. I haven't watched Cock Blockers yet, but I want to.
Yeah.
Peacemaker, he did a really, really good job of acting. The guy's a good actor. Whatever the moves are in the ring, I understand. You could still get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
He could still get hurt. I mean, we've seen that. I don't know who it was, Mick Foley or whoever, that jumped off the top of the cage and had his teeth come out through his nose or something.
Yeah.
What's compelling John Cena back into the ring? Is it to break the record? Is it his last thing? Is he such a good wrestler that they wouldn't put him in a situation that would hurt him. But I mean, these guys get flung out of the ring. I see that all the time. And even though, I understand the moves and everything are choreographed, but frick, they hit that mat hard, even when they're, these moves they do. So I'm just wondering, why would John Cena risk it? He's got a completely separate life now acting. He could just come back in a tux and announce it. As what's driving him to do this?
I think for a lot of wrestlers that come back, I mean, hell, Ric Flair wrestled, I think 2 years ago, and everybody was going, he's probably going to die in the ring. He's about 70-something years old. What the fuck is he doing in the ring? It was very
Charlotte Flair. Is that his daughter?
Charlotte Flair is his daughter, and Charlotte Flair is incredible.
Oh.
She is fantastic in the ring. She really is. It is amazing how good Charlotte Flair is. She's fantastic. But she's been injured. Gosh, it's got to be close to 2 years now. She's been out on injury for a while. So everybody expects her to come back this year. I think it's a lot of, we've all heard wrestlers talk about this, that there's no bigger high than getting out there.
Right.
And you just hear the roar of the crowd chanting your name. And it's apparently an amazing feeling that I can't even imagine what that feels like. It's a genuine love and appreciation for the sport. And I think John definitely has a genuine love and appreciation for the sport and what the sport is and what it means and the entertainment that it provides. And not only that, the guy has the record for the most Make-A-Wish kids that granted. It's insane.
Oh, really?
So, yes. I forgot what his record is, but he has the most Make-A-Wish visits. Hold on. Make-A-Wish record. There it is. So currently, and I don't know how recent, actually, I don't know how recent this is. He has granted 650 wishes.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's the real deal. And he's a very safe wrestler. So somebody posted in the chat, he's just very safe moves and things like that.
Okay.
And that's true.
Oh, wow. We're way behind.
Yeah. And that's very true. And I think this year is just going to be a lot of wrestlers don't get that big retirement run or that big retirement match. They are forced into retirement through injury or through what happens through personal life and stuff like that. And they just can't keep going. This is big. It's him going out on top and him going out with him saying how he wants to go out. The last one that we lost that was really big was Triple H. Triple H stopped wrestling because he had a heart attack and he can't wrestle anymore. It was a very big moment for a lot of people. It was like, oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
And that happens to a lot of the wrestlers. So him making a go for it this year, his being his last year, and they're hyping it up and stuff like that, it's a very big thing. So we'll see if he breaks the record.
Cena doesn't need to be in a title match for WrestleMania. Okay, wait. No, I've
There's
missed
a lot.
Yeah. This is about the Hobtown Mysteries. Let me know how you like that, Jess. I will. Yeah. On the backlog stream. Okay. I will give you the full rundown. Is Caroline Cash still coming out with a new comic? I think Caroline Cash is the one that does Pee Pee Poo Poo that I'm going to be reading in February. Indubitably. This is sad news. I'm sad to hear this, Matt. I know the past few months have been really hard on you. Really, really sorry to hear this. I know how tough this is, and buddy, I'm so sorry for you. I hope we can provide just some solace for you for another hour or something.
Hey man, I'm deeply. I'm super sad. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm deeply sad and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
genuinely, I'm very sorry for the circumstance and everything that happened to you. Yeah, like I echo Jess's sentiments. I hope that we can kind of provide some form of entertainment for you for the next hour, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's rough. Watch the Penguin with that? No. I'm going to watch the Penguin by myself. I don't even think my movie buddy is going to dig it. I'm going to have to find a different movie for her to watch with me. Okay, now what does this mean? He's asking Bunk. So you doing chalk?
I don't know.
Chalk on the women's. Technically, Cena and Rollins have better odds for the men's. What's chalk, you guys?
I don't know.
Chalk on the women's. Technically, Cena and
Is
Rollins.
it a board? Is he taking bets on a board? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I definitely don't think Cena wins the Rumble. I think he's the final two, but I think he loses it to Punk. But then he wins Elimination Chamber. They're going to want to get Cena involved in all the
premium live events.
Thank
Gotcha.
you. Thank you. But wrestlers go out on their back, so you know he wouldn't break the record. Oh, yeah, he's great in Suicide Squad 2, and he's great in Peacemaker.
Yeah, he is.
He'll be in every PLE. Teeth through his lip. I saw loose tooth on that video that we were shown.
Mm-hmm.
Cena does very safe moves. Bunk and next to Maginaut both saying how rough that is. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And Jewish Dragons also. Yeah. Really rough, Matt. I'm glad we could be here for you. Mom isn't suffering anymore, so I'm comforted by that fact, but I miss her incredibly bad. Thanks for saying hi, buddy. Appreciate these time with you guys every time. Good. Bunker, you dressing up at the Royal Rumble party? Okay, here's a question for you, Lou. I was thinking about you today. I was reading the wrestling comic Hardstyle Juice, and they mentioned in one of the issues, this isn't Puerto Rico in the 80s about heels getting beat.
Oh, man. We've talked about this briefly on the show. So I think, I don't know if you were on, Puerto Rico in the 80s for wrestling, and even to a certain extent up until the early 2000s, wrestling was real. Wrestling was very, very real, and they took it very, very seriously in Puerto Rico. Dutch Mantel, he's got a YouTube channel, and he tells about the reality of being a heel, which is a bad guy, in wrestling in Puerto Rico in the 80s, and how they would take it very, very seriously, and people would show up to the events with spark plugs, batteries, and they would not hesitate. They would throw them at the bad guys as they were trying to leave the ring.
Jeez.
Dude, it was serious.
Batteries, man. Spark plugs.
There was we talked about this. There was a famous wrestler that was stabbed to death. And
we talked about this?
I'm pretty sure we did. There was a famous what's his name? Brody. Is it Bruiser Brody? I think Bruiser Brody was stabbed to death in Puerto Rico in a locker room or something like that.
Freaking frick.
Bruiser Brody death. Yeah. He was stabbed to death in Puerto Rico. He was stabbed. He had stab wounds suffered backstage in a shower during a pro wrestling event in Puerto Rico.
We definitely talked about this on the show. Okay. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, were you on with this, Bunk? And we talked about it?
I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wrestling in Puerto Rico was no joke, dude. Hell, TV in Puerto Rico is no joke. They don't really censor anything as far as the 6 o'clock news goes. We are a very proud people. And I love my island. I love my island. Shit. I was telling my wife, why don't we just move back there? But
move near Gio. He lives near the beach.
We can be a very violent culture as well.
Wow. Doing chalk is a betting term, not wrestling. It means when you take the favorites. I love that. Doing chalk. Okay, cool.
We're very strong-headed people.
Owen, what's up? Caroline Cash has a Godzilla story coming out from IDW in an anthology. Nice. Let's give Lou that feeling. Oh, Lou. If only everybody was here in the chat. Lou. I went as Cena for Halloween. Whole family went as wrestlers. I did see that picture. It was adorable. No. So I'll probably open a Cena and put on other shirts as they come out. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish I was going to Bunk's house for this.
This sounds like fun. I'm going to get a flight out to Bunk's house.
This sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I lived near Bunk so I could go to this. This sounds like it's going to be a blast. A couple of my coworkers have been hyped for Penta. Seems like a fun character.
He's
Penta. Okay. I will say as I watched that Aussieverse with Batmantha that most of it went over my head because he was pulling like for trivia and she was getting a lot of the answers right, but it was like deep trivia and I really know nothing about it. And they thought it would be funny if I came on afterwards and did the review with them. And I'd be like, oh, this girl went that way and she threw that girl out of the ring and stuff. But I don't know how interesting it really would have been because I just like seeing fit women. So, and I love, what's her name? That one that had the briefcase that did the backflip out of a move. She did a backwards handspring out of some move. What? Tiffany somebody. Tiffy time.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton.
That backwards handspring was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was, but this has also been mentioned when I have not been on the show. Okay. Well, the last Sunday is February 23rd. Now we got a countdown for Cacophony. So you both only have 23 more days to go if you do Patreon on a Sunday.
It's happening. We're going to oh God, why did I do this?
I know. We're torturing ourselves. We got to come up with a good name. OmniBros Torture. OmniBros version of Saw.
We got to pick better books next time. I got to stop doing this to us.
Yeah, we had a year of just crappy book reading. The worst books we've ever read.
Oh, don't tempt me.
All the ones I root beered, I can give you some really heinous ones that are insultingly awful.
Are we doing a redemption review for Spider-Man Bloodline? Oh, that might happen. Do we dare drink the bleach again?
Batman Damned?
Oh, fuck.
No, I don't even own that, but I don't own any of these books anymore.
Okay, so you heard it here first, folks. We're going to be reading Batman Damned in April, and for March, we'll read Bloodline.
Oh, my God. This is such a...
This is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea.
I think we both said it at the same time.
I think we'll get through about 4 of these before we go, we're not doing this.
If I was a little bit younger, I would come. I would do it. I was just impulsive enough, and I think flights are cheap enough to Cleveland that I could just... because it's a 6-hour drive and I don't think I want to do that. If I were a little younger, I'd hop on a flight and I would do it for the story. I mean, I did go to California to eat In-N-Out and came straight back the same day. So
5 years ago, when I didn't have the responsibilities that I had and was making really poor choices in my life, not saying that this is a poor choice, poor financial choices in my life, I would have joined you. I would have hopped on a flight and been like, you know what? Let's do it. Fuck it. Why not?
That would have been really fun if we did like an OmniBros meetup at
Bunk's place.
Bunk's house for wrestling.
Oh my God, I would love that.
That would actually be really fun.
Yeah.
Because he has access to like two things that are amazing. One is a donut shop that has like a 50-layer donut.
Oh.
And then he could take us to this thing he showed me, which is like a candy warehouse, where he had me on the phone or he was texting me saying, not only did they have Goo Goo clusters, but they had every flavor of Goo Goo clusters. And he's like, God, I'm going to get the pecan. I'm like, there's a pecan Goo Goo cluster? I didn't know that. So yeah, Cleveland's had the happening spot. Tiffany Stratton, right. I have heard the I've only heard the Iron Sheik, and that was on the Howard Stern show when he was on. Iron Sheik was on. The guy Pharrell on the bench. He'd be on Pharrell on the bench with Shuley, and Iron Sheik was so funny. I mean, he's out of his mind, but he was funny.
Iron Sheik hated Hulk Hogan like I hate Chris Ware. It is famous how much Iron Sheik hated Hulk Hogan so much. And a lot of it stems from the fact that the wrestlers back in the 80s or 90s, they were going to unionize. They were trying to form a union, and they were going behind Vince McMahon, who was the owner of the wrestling company at the time. And they were really close to forming a union. And then Hulk Hogan went behind everybody's back and told Vince, hey, they're forming a union. You should probably break it up. And since then, a lot of wrestlers freaking hate Hulk Hogan.
Wow, what a dick move.
Yeah. Yeah. And it turns out in the last few years, Hulk Hogan, bit of a racist.
Oh, really?
Just a little bit of a racist. Bit of a liar, because a lot of the stories he tells now are full of shit and they're not true. And
wow.
Oh, so it was actually really beautiful because about 2 weeks ago, they did their whole Netflix thing of like, yeah, you know, WWE's on Netflix now, and they had a whole big show of it and everything like that. And Hulk Hogan came out and he was promoting some shitty beer that he was pimping out there. He's like, he was booed out of the arena.
Wow.
Booed out of the arena. Like, it was bad. It was really, 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 really bad. Everybody was like, fuck you, Hulk Hogan. And they booed him completely out of the arena. You can find it online. It was really bad.
So he's getting his comeuppance.
Yeah.
The rumor is Charlotte is winning the Rumble to take on Tiffy at WrestleMania, and we get an awesome mirror match. What's a mirror match?
A mirror match. I'm not entirely sure what a mirror match is. I have to look that up. You got me on that one.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Yeah, be still my 90s loving heart. I agree with that. Jess, I get it if you can't make it up here tomorrow night, but if Patty is free, I'd love to have her up here for the Rumble. Can you check if she's free, please? Sure, just a sec. I'll call her and put her on speaker.
And yes, William Lee, I laughed. I laughed the entire time throughout that whole thing.
I heard you just say my name.
Yes, you're on the air. You're on speaker.
Okay.
Bunk, you know Bunk, right?
Yes.
Well, he invited me to his house tomorrow to watch the Royal Rumble, but I said he lives in Cleveland. But I said I couldn't make it, and he said, Jess, I get it if you can't make it here tomorrow night, but if Patty is free, I'd love to have her up here for the Rumble. Can you check if she's free, please?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed, but I have to ask what the Rumble is.
The Royal Rumble. It's the big wrestling thing. It's a big giant
Oh,
wrestling.
this is something you expected me to know?
uh,
That's really cute.
Well, you know now.
Yeah. Yeah, geez. I'm sorry, but I have a funeral to go to.
That's actually true.
I know. I
Oh.
knew that would get some laughs, and it's fine. It's why I said it, because I thought it would be kind of funny. Anyway, yeah. So sorry, Bunk.
But at night, you're spending the night with me. I'm specifically not doing a show tomorrow night because we're having fun and watching a movie.
You have promised me that. Yes.
Okay, so that's the real reason, not your
Yeah.
attempt at humor there.
All right. Well, thanks for the invite.
Okay.
Bye.
There. Thank you, upper management.
I love upper management.
So there's your answer, Bunk. Just pulling an Elvis move. Oh, going out to In and Out and coming back. Gio can come too. Iron Sheik has been vindicated. It sounds like it with that hatred. I hate Hulk Hogan too. Just one more reason to despise Hogan. My buddy in elementary school's uncle was Sergeant Slaughter. I know that name. His dad looked a lot like Sergeant Slaughter also. Okay. It's too much for AS. He has to go. Good night, AS. We love you. You mean you say it was bad? You mean it was really good that Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building? Yeah, you said you laughed.
Oh, dude, yeah. I laughed the whole time. I'm like, oh, somewhere in heaven, or maybe in hell, you never know. The Iron Sheik was laughing his ass off at that situation because the Iron Sheik, I think on Iron Sheik's deathbed, his last words were "fuck you, Hulk Hogan," and then he just passed away.
Well, yeah, I'd hear him on Pharrell on the bench, and then the last few years, the Bubba the Love Sponge used to be on Howard's Extra Channel 101, and he would have there was a huge I can't remember the specifics of it, Harvey, but I don't think we can actually discuss. I think it's not safe for work what the Hogan tapes were.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I actually remember liking Bubba the Love Sponge. I liked that Howard had him on. When Howard first started his channel, he had a lot of cool, he had what's that guy that used to be out in LA? He was on Cheers. He had a radio show. Howard had a bunch of different people on 101, and I loved listening to those different guys. I listened to the main Howard show, and then you'd flip it over and it'd be Pharrell with that weird voice, shagadoo, and he had such a weird voice, but he'd have the Iron Sheik on, and the Iron Sheik was just raging about, wait, who's Miss Elizabeth attached to?
Macho Man.
Randy Macho Man Savage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember this. He used to go on Iron Sheik used to go on a rant on the Pharrell show about Randy Macho Man Savage. You come into my room, you smoke my dope, you take my weed, you snort my coke, I hate you. Oh, but Miss Elizabeth, I love Miss Elizabeth. She is so beautiful and wonderful. It was peak radio, man. I couldn't pull myself away from it. Mirror match is a fighting game term for when two people choose the same character. Interesting. Yes, your New Hampshire friend. Yes, you. Fun fact: Richard Belzer. Oh, I remember that. Sued Hogan for $5 million in the '80s and got a settlement. When was the thing with Andy Kaufman? Andy Kaufman got really hurt when he was when he was doing his wrestling bit. Somebody really hurt him. Like he had to have a neck brace and everything, and I don't think it was a bit.
I don't remember. I don't know. Because Andy Kaufman's whole thing was he was a comedian, but he kept the bit going even when he was off the stage. That was his whole shtick. He was very serious about the bit.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I apologize to Matt. I know that came at a bad time. Patty actually does have to go to a funeral for a beloved friend of hers from the nursing home that she works at. That Patty used to work at. The woman lived a full life, lovely woman. I really liked her a lot, but Patty does have to go tomorrow. And I apologize to Matt because I know that Patty didn't know, that Matt had that loss, and I apologize.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, don't forget the catastrophic precedent his heel-backed megasuit takedown of Gawker had upon all of. Oh yeah, I remember.
He sued Gawker into oblivion.
Hulk did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Brian and I both forgot about that.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's an asshole.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's putting it lightly. And then you get into the stuff with his son, who ended up killing somebody, paralyzed. Somebody. His son paralyzed somebody in a car accident.
That's right.
Was driving and stuff. It's Hulk Hogan's an asshole.
This is one of my favorite restaurants in the entire United States, and Bunk knows it because he grew up in Vermont. He could go to Lou's. Hanover's where my wife grew up. Lou's is a diner that's been there since like the 40s.
Oh, wow.
It has always had the best food. They got bought out. The original Lou, retired. And if anything, the food's even better. I don't know how, but the food's even more interesting and better. It is seriously one of the best diners I've ever been to.
Okay. All
right. She's already seen Wicked twice.
Oh my God. Wicked has a chokehold on this house. Have you not seen it?
I saw the original I saw it on Broadway in like 2004 with the original cast. Mm-hmm. Somehow we got lucky. So I don't want to see it. Neither is my daughter, but my wife is all in. She's seen it twice and wants to see it again. I'm not interested. And I forget what Honora's about, but there's no way she'd watch The Substance. No, that is not her.
I like The Substance.
I think we're going to watch some more of Shrinking.
Ah, yeah.
We're on about the 5th episode of season 2.
So good. That show is so good.
Peace and love. Next Imagine Out. Thank you for being here.
Wicked, I dug. I was like, about the first 2/3 of the movie. And then the third act happens, and I went, man, this is really getting really good. And by the time the movie ended, I'm like, I want the Wicked Witch to burn Oz to the ground right now. I'm rooting for the Wicked Witch right now.
It's a 2-parter, right?
It's 2 parts. Yeah. The movies are split into 2 parts. The first one's 3 hours long.
Oh my!
It's only the first half. You're muted.
I had to take my mic off because it was draining my battery.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
3 hours. And it's only the first half. And by the time that first half is done, I'm like, yeah, burn Oz to the ground. Everybody deserves to go. I'm cool with it.
Wow.
It's a great movie, Jess.
All right, time to watch Severance Season 2, Episode 3. Sorry you guys can't make it here tomorrow, but I'll be here for the Rumble recap next week. Later, y'all.
Later, bud.
Watch some of that. I don't know how I can do it with my having promised upper management a movie. Hulk actually ended up suing Gawker over it for $100 million. Oh, for the Bubba the Love Sponge tapes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's right, Harvey. Yeah. Oh, it was Jerry. Everybody knows Jerry Lawler. That's he's the guy that head dropped him. Oh, it was 100% a bit. I thought he really got hurt. Okay. I actually remember Jerry Lawler. I could picture him.
Jerry's old.
Percent. Jerry Lawler was the wrestler. Okay, I do remember that. Okay, thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Jess, I'm ready to get out of here. It's getting late.
Oh, Breakfast with Lassie. That's right. Okay. Belzer really got hurt, right? Belzer got millions. Oh, yeah. Send me some pics, Hondo, from the Edwardian Ball. That's cool. You just saw your name right there. There it is, Chris. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Please, when you want to take your money and spend it on the best thing ever, which is comic books, please go to InStockTrades.com, the best place to get collected editions online, because they're from 30% up to 80% off in some of the sales. Don't forget your 2% loyalty discount. Every month, we give away a $50 gift card worth $50 of credit at InStockTrades.com, courtesy of InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping. That's crazy. I don't know how they keep doing it. I hope it never goes away. Please. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Whoa. Yeah, almost. Whoops, I have to turn this off. Wait, and Kane's here, so I want to do this. Wait, is that the first thing? Nope, it's on this thing.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Thank you all for tuning in, everyone. Really appreciate it. Here's our Blue Sky stuff.
Yep.
Thank you. Here's my Discord. Thank you, James. And appreciate everybody being here. Apparently, we're going to torture ourselves with bad books.
Why am I doing that?
You Patreon shows. We will get that information together. However, let me say that Lou is now dead to me for that suggestion. Oh my God, making me live through this again is a nightmare.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want y'all to do. If you're watching this on the replay, or maybe in the chat for over the next minute or a minute and a half, put a list of some of the worst books you think.
I don't know that I can read User again. That was such an upsettingly bad.
Ooh.
It was.
But okay, I'll put a caveat to it. How about this? I'll put a caveat to it. Guys, no super grotesque or essay stuff or anything like that. Please.
Yeah, that's what's in User by Devin Grayson. It's so awful.
Yeah.
I got outraged. Yeah, let's keep it to like Batman Cacophony.
Yeah. Spider-Man Bloodline and something along. Please, nothing too graphic. All right, like I think most of us are past that at this point. So
yeah, K Quinn knows what's up. Exactly. Yeah, it was awful. Marvel's Trouble. I actually have never read that. How dare you, Harvey? Do you even know comics?
So yeah, put a list down there, and maybe we'll consider some stuff. Oh, Batman Year 2. We could have Omar on for that one.
No, we're trying to find really terrible books that I've root beered in the past. I can actually come up with a list of the books I've root beered.
I like it.
And we can try. Oh yeah, this was really bad. I
started that and I thought it was not terrible, but I've heard it gets worse as it goes.
I reviewed it on this show back when I read it. That was about 3 years ago. Truly awful. I don't know if I root beered it, but I think I may have given it away. Okay.
All right, let's get out of here.
Thank you guys. You guys are all great. Thank you for participating on all the great comments and stuff about wrestling and comics and everything fun. The show is a lot of fun. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And really, really appreciate it a lot.
Night, everybody.
Good question.